Hello everyone, I am Will, and welcome back to my playthrough of Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. Yep. Last we left off, we started our exploration of the Lost Bastille. Yep. And I think we actually started off at the Pursuer's boss arena back in the Forest of the Giants, just so we can get to the nest past his arena. That will, because interacting with that nest has the hawk come in, pick you up, and take you to a section of the Lost Bastille that can only be gotten with the bird. Yeah, I think it's called the Tower Apart. Or that's what the bonfire is called. So, yeah, because next to that bonfire is two chests. One of them I think has some effigies in it. The other one had the Dull Ember, which is an ember we give to Macduff the blacksmith, which will then allow him to infuse our weapons. Yep. So now we can infuse weapons with magic, lightning, all that fun stuff, if we have the stones. So, yeah. So we got that, explored that little section of the Bastille that we could get to. There's some more items, kind of took care of some dogs with some explosives. Went through the door towards the chest, and we were surprised by the Pursuer. Yep. Well, wasn't surprised. I knew it was going to be there, but yeah. In Scholar of the First Sin, the Pursuer shows up again in a few places in the Bastille. Yeah, I think it's like a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 places in the Bastille. So, yeah. So that was the first encounter there. He's not too hot. He's not too bad. He's just like his regular boss version. Just kind of bait out his little dash attack, roll through, stab him in the back. He does have more health. I think he has more health anyway. I can't really tell, but the only difference is that he has a new attack. He kind of like sits there and spews out dark. And it kind of shoots out orbs of dark in front of him. And I think he curses in an area around him. Yeah. So, but when he does that, just kind of get behind him, because it keeps him stationary. The dark orbs only go in front of him, so you don't have to worry about that. And he kind of has a pretty lengthy recovery afterwards. So, if you can get behind him during that move, you should be good to go. So we took care of him. He guarantees to drop the Twinkling Titanite, a few thousand souls. So we beat him up, looted the chest for Fragrant Branch of Yore, Silver Serpent Ring, the base version, and I think another effigy. I'm not quite sure what else was in there. But, yep. And after that, went back to the bonfire and went to the, quote, beginning of the Bastille. Yeah, the other bonfire we unlocked after No Man's Wharf. Took the boat ride, elevator up that little bonfire there. So, and then we started there through our, I would say, more proper, again, air quotes, proper exploration of the Bastille. Yep. And just kind of moved forward, took care of at least one of the royal swordsmen. Yeah. And then we were invaded by the Forlorn, or a Forlorn anyway. They're also new to the Scholar of the First Sin. They are an NPC invader that randomly spawns. Yeah, they don't spawn all the time. There's a chance for them to spawn, I think, every time you load the area, but again, you have to be human. I think you have to be human. I think the area boss has to be alive, too, so yeah, we had a Forlorn invasion. So, I wasn't expecting it, so it kind of took me a little bit by surprise, but with our spear, played a little defensively, poked him out of range, used the spear's reach in combination with the stone ring to kind of, I wouldn't say stun lock him, but at least it will stagger him enough for us to back off a bit. So we just kind of poked, backed off, poked, back off. So did that till he was dead. I think the only thing you get from him is souls and maybe an effigy. I don't quite remember what we got, but we do want to kill them. Yes, we do want to kill the Forlorn every time they invade, because you have to defeat their invasions in order to get their equipment. I think you need to defeat them a total of 5 times to get all their stuff. But we defeated them once, so we should be able to get at least one piece of their armor. I don't quite remember who has it. I think it's Stray, I think? I don't quite remember who has it, but yeah. But so we should be able to get at least one piece when we do find the merchant. So we took care of the Forlorn. Took out the rest of the, explore that little area, a little drop down for an item, like a soul item, I think a shard or something. Cleared out a little lower section there, that little lower area, past the ramparts. Or past the place where we were invaded. Yeah, I don't know. I don't quite know what to call the area, so I'm just kind of spitting it out, but... Cleared area of dogs, more row of swordsmen. Waited for the pursuer to spawn in, because that's another area he does spawn in at, but I'm guessing because the Forlorn invaded us, the pursuer doesn't show up. I'm guessing because he didn't show up. But so we sat there for like maybe a minute, trying to get him to spawn in. But nope, he did not. So we kind of took a little back alley towards a chest with the Estus shard and I think a effigy, maybe, I can't quite remember. And then we kind of went through the gates, up the stairs, hoping the guy would hit the barrel into the broken wall. He didn't do it. So we just kind of went past him. More jailers, some more swordsmen. Found Lucatil of Mira. Yep. Yeah, she shows up in the Bastille, probably the second place you're going to find her after No Man's Wharf. So we talked to her. She gives an effigy. She talked about how more about herself. Dramatically removed her mask, showing that she's in the process of hollowing. So she came here looking for a cure, I guess, but she doesn't quite remember why, or I don't know. But so we talked to her, looted some more items, kind of showed the way to get past the door next to her. Initially it's blocked, it can't open, but just throw a firebomb, blows up the crates on the other side, open it up, bam. That leads you to the tower apart. You can't actually get to the bonfire, but at least you can get to that section. So, and then so we went back to we worked back to the bonfire, traveled back to the towers apart, just so we can roll the explosive cask down the big stairs to blow open a wall that exposed McDuff's workshop. Talked to him a bit, probably bugged the game out by giving him the dull ember, because I'm pretty sure you can't interact with him until he moves to his anvil. But in order to get him to move to the anvil, you just gotta light the sconce next to his anvil and rest, and he should move. So it's not that hard, or it's pretty straightforward. So after we did that, looted his workshop for a bunch of arrows, bolts, titanites, twinkly titanite, hammer, some good stuff. I think then we talked with him, upgraded some stuff. I think we upgraded our spear to +6. And then we went out towards there was another path in that little courtyard below where we were invaded by the Forlorn. So we went there, tried to go to that area, and lo and behold, the pursuer spawned in. So we took care of him, got another twinkling titanite, went through the door, opened it up. I think we used the antiquated key to open it up, or was it the other door? But anyway, there was prisoners inside, the ones that kind of leap at you and explode. Those guys can do serious number on you if you let them. We took care of them. I think we loot the sconce in that room, I believe. Just looted like a flame butterfly. And then unlocked the door with the antiquated key. I think fought some more swordsmen. Knocked a rock into a well to bring up a little lift containing 3 more prisoners that we kind of quickly dispatched. Looted the Wanderer set off that corpse on that little cage out of the well. Up a ladder. Threw a firebomb, blew open a secret door, cleared out that room with swordsmen, looted some more stuff, grabbed the Archdrake robes and shields from that little secret room. Went to the little dark room, took care of suspicious shadow, decided not to use the Pharaoh's Lockstone. I think we can need it for somewhere else. Looted some items, bone staff, parry dagger, Knight Twin Blades, and maybe one other thing I can't quite remember. Yep. And then we decided not to take the little elevator because there is a doorway in that little dark room that has like a little cage elevator that'll take us up to where it basically bypasses the Ruined Sentinel boss fight. So if you didn't want to fight them, or you didn't have a Fragrant Branch of Yore, you take that little elevator up. It'll take it to the near where our bonfire we got at the end of the last episode. So yeah, but we didn't do that. So instead, we just kind of continued forward. It brought us back to the main pathway outside of Macduff's place. And then after that, we went and unpetrified a corpse by the door using a Branch of Yore. Took care of like 10, I'm pretty sure I counted, I think it was 10 Royal Swordsmen past that door alone. And I think 6 of them come at you at once you step through that doorway, so it's like, damn. But luckily with our spear, we were able to just kind of poke them down pretty quickly at distance. And just kind of funnel them through the doorway, poke, poke, they're dead. Poke, poke, dead. So, I love the spear. Mm-hmm. So we kind of looted that little area. I think it was just some soul items. Opened a gate, some more Royal Swordsmen. I think there were some more items in those cells. Decided did not summon for the Ruined Sentinel. And then we fought the Ruined Sentinel. Mm-hmm. Not once, but twice. Yeah, I died the first attempt. Got kind of unlucky. The first one's not too bad as long as you stay on the platform. The other two won't aggro, and you just kind of whittle the one down. So you just kind of stay on that platform until it gets crowded, jump down, and then just kind of pick them apart. But our first attempt got a little unlucky. Both of them decided to do the spin to win. I think we blocked one, but got clipped by the other. Then as I was trying to back away to heal, one of them jumped in the air, and I didn't dodge in time and died. So, oh well, c'est la vie. That is Dark Souls 2 for you. But we went back, and it was a lot better. Yeah, it went a lot better. Yeah, the first one again is pretty easy, but the jumping down to take on the other two went much better the second time. So, yeah, on a one-on-one, one-on-one, if I can speak, a one-on-one fight with the Sentinels, pretty easy. If it was like a 2-on-1, challenging. 3-on-1, yeah, not really gonna happen. Would not recommend it. So, but we defeated the Sentinels, got their soul, bunch of souls, and then we kind of explored that little room. There's several fake walls in there, and the ones you have to interact with. One of them had a target shield. I think another one just had a soul item. One of them didn't have anything. Another contained a ladder leading up to one of the one of the second floor pathways that you can't quite get to. So I think it had like another soul item up there. I think another one had a rusted coin. So we took the exit ladder out. Another fake wall. This time had a chest and a little prisoner. Quickly dispatched the prisoner so he doesn't destroy the chest. Loot the chest for the rogue water, whatever you want to call it. Continue forward, past an explodey prisoner. It's like a little, almost like cafeteria area. And the last thing we did is we just took out a great moth. Yeah, I think they're called great moths. It's one of the moths you looked up. If you look up, there was a moth sitting on one of the broken rafters and just kind of plunked it down. It drops a random item, a pretty good item at that. And I think we got I don't quite remember what we got, to be honest. I don't quite remember. It might be a gem or something, like a life gem or something, but we got something good. They always drop something good, so always try to get them when you can. I don't know where they all are, but I'll try to get to as many as I can. But that was it. That's all we did. I'm trying to remember what I did between episodes. And between episodes, I spent all our souls leveling up, and then I did some more farming. Yeah, I did some more farming for the ogre back in the Forest of the Giants there, just so I can buy all of Carillion spells. Bought a bunch of Titanite shards, large shards from Macduff to upgrade some more weapons. I think I got the shield of +6, I believe, or +3. No, +3. Okay. Oh, ooh, that could have been bad. That could have been bad. As I was saying, upgraded the shield to +6, upgraded the mace. I mean, the shield to +3, upgraded the mace to +6. I upgraded the Uchi Katana to +6 because I don't know, why not? Why not? Trying to think what else I did. I bought a bunch of large shards to do that. Trying to think of what else I did. I think that might have been it. I think I just bought some spells from Carillion, upgraded some weapons, bought some large shards. Yeah, I think that was it. That was all I did between episodes. And today, we're going to continue in the Lost Bastille. We're actually probably going to do the Belfry Luna. Yeah, the not fun part. Mainly because of the gargoyle fight. Just a real hot mess if you can't kill them quickly. But the plan is to do Belfry Luna, the little area afterwards, and then probably do the rest of the Bastille. Yep, up to before Sinner's Rise. So that's the plan. Belfry Luna, ring the bell, fight the gargoyles, do the little area after that, back to the bonfire, continue forward, probably try to find Strayed, the merchant Strayed, or the NPC Strayed. He's a magic merchant, boss soul trader guy in the Bastille. So try to find him, and that's probably where we might end it off. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what our time is, but yeah, that's the plan. Belfry Luna, rest of the Bastille, and maybe towards the bonfire and Sinner's Rise, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Really depends on how long Belfry Luna takes us, but. And our equipment for today, at least starting out, I got my wing spear +6. Oh yes, I also upgraded the sorcerer's staff to +3, so now we're going to do a bit more magic damage. Although right now I have it, I don't need it there. I have magic weapon on, because I'm pretty sure the gargoyles are weakest to magic, if I'm not mistaken. So we have our +3 staff, standard, kind of standard ring setup. Watchdog Parma, this will probably change for the fight. Merchant, Wanderer stuff, again, it's probably changed for the fight. Because I can wear heavier armor, that since I upgraded my vitality. Got my flask, gems, I bought a bunch of arrows, I forgot, from Macduff. So we have proper arrows now. Although I'm not going to be using a bow. Yeah, probably won't be needing a bow this episode. Yeah, kind of a standard get up for right now. Again, it'll probably change as we level up, but for now, that's what we got. And here are our stats. I think I upgraded our Vigor to 16, Endurance to 12, Vitality to 10, and maybe 2 more points into Adaptability, maybe. I know I upgraded our Vigor, Endurance, and Vitality for sure, with all the souls we got last episode. So now we're starting to get there. All right. And I forgot. Instead of the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Mullen over there, the Mr. Armorer guy, and we're going to buy out his armors. We need to spend another 15,000 with him in order to upgrade his shop. And then we're going to talk to Leningrass over here because I think we spent enough upgrading weapons and armor for him to give us something. And maybe Macduff too. I'm not too sure about him, but I think we have enough from Leningrass. So, all right. Shall we just get to it? I think I rambled on long enough. Alright, so first things first, we're going to go over here to Mullen here. Yeah, I want him to upgrade his shop, and then his next step is to spend 15,000 with him. So, alright, Mullen, I'm here to buy.
I'm glad to see you safe. Take a look at my wares.
I don't know if is it just me, or he sounded like Tholier. It sounded very similar to the voice actor that does Tholier in Elden Ring and the Shadows of the Earth Tree. It sounded very familiar to me. I'm gonna have to look it up. But all right. Anyway, we're gonna be buying some stuff. Yep. Get the elite armor stats. That should probably do it by itself. No. Gonna need a bit more. Royal armor. Okay, now that definitely did it. You know, we'll get the Falconer stuff too. Just because. And maybe we can get this as well. The infantry stuff. Alright, we actually had enough to buy out his stock, or at least get a copy of everything here. We could probably get the Twin Dragon Great Shield, but don't have no desire to get Great Shields, to be honest. I never really use them, so. Alright, so we spent enough, and he should have some stuff for us.
I considered returning to my...
Alright, no.
Thanks very much. Do come again.
Alright, so we have to rest at a bonfire. And this looks more like a blacksmith's shop than a armorer shop. But alright, so I'm gonna have to rest for him to transition to his next stock, or his next level of inventory. But before that, let's talk to Leningrad, see if we spent enough on him. I think you need to spend 10,000 souls in either repairs or upgrading armor or weapons. Yeah, not buying stuff. Buying stuff doesn't do anything. You have to actually upgrade, like reinforce weapons and armor, repair stuff. Yeah, so 10,000 souls worth, I believe.
Oh,
Go to talk.
How goes your journey? Take these. They should help a bit.
There we go. Blacksmith's hammer. Alright. So we did spend enough. I wasn't sure, but... Anything else?
You'll need souls to repair and improve equipment. I know only of smithing, but souls have many other uses as well. Don't waste your souls on useless trinkets.
Alright. I think it's all he has. But... Alright. So we did spend enough on him. I wasn't sure, but I think we did. Alright. And he gave us his blacksmith's hammer. Yeah, not a craftsman's hammer. Blacksmith's hammer. Yeah. Only a hammer used by blacksmith can be used as a hammer, but not to any great effect, as it was made to shape weapon, not serve as one. Yeah, another strike weapon. Not quite as much damage as the craftsman's hammer, but does have a bit more poise damage on there. Pretty good amount, actually. Yeah. It's a pretty decent strength weapon. And I'm pretty sure that's the hammer from Andre from Dark Souls 1. Alright. Alright, so let's rest. Mullen should have upgraded his stock, so let's go talk to him. We're not going to have enough for that level of inventory, but at least we have it. At least we have it ready. Because he does sell boss armors. Yep, there he goes. A little smug look on his face. I know, I see you.
Sorry, have we met? Oh, sorry. It's just I've been awfully busy lately. Care to look over my wares? Please, be my guest. I upgraded my stock recently. although it may be a bit out of your reach.
Honey, we put you in that spot, so be a little nicer.
I'm rich! I'm rich! I don't need to go home anymore. Home? Home? Where is home?
Home is where you lay your head to rest.
I don't... Home.
Alright, but yeah. Alright. So he has... Ooh, I love this armor, actually. We might have to crush some souls to get it. This is Alva armor. Yep. Helm worn by Alva the Wayfarer. Light but offers very high defense. Alva crossed many a land in search for a cure for Saint Sirada's sickness, but failed and relinquished his knighthood. Alva was once racked with guilt and remorse, but rediscovered his purpose in life with the aid of the witch who once plotted against him. Yeah, this is the story of the knight, the witch, and the saint. Yep. Yeah, the story kind of picks up in Dark Souls 3, especially in the Ring City, where I think it comes to like a kind of a conclusion. Yeah. We'll get more to this little story with the witch set, but we have to go get that one first. So I actually want to buy this. How much is it? Let's see. Quick maths. 8, 16, that's 14, 1470, 2110, 2630, or 26300. Oh, doable.
Are you sure?
So I have a bunch of Proud Knights. Yep. That we got from... I think I need 13? That should be enough. Yeah. Yeah, I got a bunch... Yeah, the Ogre in the Forest of the Giants drops... They sometimes drop Proud Knight souls, so... We have a bunch we can use.
Looking for armor? Everything I offer is quite dependable.
Well, now that I have more souls, you're a bit more accepting of me, huh? A true commerce at heart, I see. Alright. So let's buy Alva's armor because I want... Oop. Give me armor. We will probably slap that on. We could probably wear it.
Thanks for the purchase. Do come again.
Alright. Alright, there's actually one more thing we want to do with Molin. It does require us to die. We need to get our souls, and we need to empty our souls, so... We have to purposely die here, so... Yeah. Or we could have just used the dark sign. I'm dumb. The quickest way to get 0 souls is just to die, but the dark sign consumes your souls as well. I forgot about that. Oopsies. Yep, alright. That was a waste of death, but... And I picked up, god damn it, I picked up the souls. I picked it up out of habit. So that was a double wasted death. Alright, just use the dark sign to get 0 souls. But if you go to Marlin with 0 souls, at his fully upgraded stock, he'll give you something.
You need armor? Go ahead. See what I'm offering.
Alright. So if we talk to him with no souls, he does this.
In a spot of bother, are we? Here, take this. My compliments.
Helm of Aureus. Armor, gauntlets, and greaves. He gives you an armor set.
Home.
Alright.
Are you sure?
I mean, yes, for sure. We're probably not going to mess with you anytime soon until we beat bosses. But it gave us the Helmet of Aureus, but it is actually transparent. Yep. It's the transparent version. Helm of Kings of the Desert Land of Jugo. First worn by Aureus, the land's heroic founder. According to legend, the armor of Aureus is composed of a mysterious substance that cannot be seen by cowards. What does your eyes tell you? A real slap in the face, for I can tell. Yeah, this increases equip load. Yep. Yeah. Also increases equip load. Oh, it's not by much though, but there you go. Transparent armor. There is a not transparent version that you can get. I believe it's in the gutter, if I'm not mistaken. But it's actually not that bad. Durability is kind of low, but other than that, it's actually pretty good. Oh, kind of low fire defense, and no poise, but physical defenses, it's okay. Which is that? What was we're wearing? Ooh. There we go. I love this armor set. Alright. Alright, I think we're good. Yeah, since we increased our vitality, we can actually wear, armor now. Alright, so what was I gonna do after this? We bought stuff. Lindergrast. I'm gonna go to McDuff. I want to see if we spent enough souls with him that we can get his stuff as well. The same with Lindergrast. You have to spend souls upgrading or repairing weapons and armor. But I think he does a bit more. I think it might be 12,000 with him. But I don't think we did it yet. I'm just gonna check.
Fetch a new flame. The power of flame. Power of the gods. In the end, it is all beyond our reach. And so, flame allures us, and we attempt to harness its power. Flame.
Alright, so we didn't spend enough. Okay. I think we need to spend a few more thousand, but oh well.
Be gone.
Alright, I was just checking. Alright, so let's go to Servant's Quarters, yes. Because Belfry Luna is down the ladder here in the Servant's Quarters. But guess who else is also down here? If you said the Pursuer, you are right. Yep, you should spawn once you get down there, so we gotta be careful. There's also explosive barrels down there that his attacks will ignite. You can probably see some right there, actually. Yep. So we need to get down there and prepare for battle. Yeah, there he is. We could probably throw a firebomb at him, actually, now that I think about it. Not bad. Nope, we want him to come this way. Get our stamina back. Alright. Easy Pursuer fight. Now that we have ADP, we can actually, dodge. Alright. 7,200 souls and Twinkling Titanites. Yep. Yep, there are explosive barrels down here, and his attacks will, cause him to go boom. So just be very careful. And again, I should have thought you could throw a firebomb at him as he spawns, probably do some damage, but alright. The large club. Big old bonk stick. Yeah. Ooh, very good strength scaling. Yep. Not an elegant weapon by any means, but a beastly thing with plenty of weight to easily break a shielded defense. Function over form. We have a chest. The priest's chime. Definitely better than the cleric's sacred chime. Sacred chime granted to high-ranking clerics. It cows for miracles and hexes. Drangelic was the home of many clerics, but King Vendrix held a lukewarm opinion of their powers. It kept them only as attendants to ceremony. In this sense, Drangelic was not the place for a cleric with any ambition. I wonder why Vendrick kept them at arm's length. Maybe he figured something out. But, yeah. Alright, so this is where we want to use our Pharaoh's Lockstone. And right here. Belfry Luna. Let me get my spear back, yeah. And there we have the Bellkeeper. Yep. He's the covenant for the Bellkeeper Covenant. Yeah, ooh, a lot of dead bodies. Oof. Yeah, this area is similar to the forest in Dark Souls 1. It is a PvP zone. If you trespass in here while human, you will be invaded by players in the Bellkeeper Covenant. Yeah, and their task is to keep you from ringing the bell at the top. So just be very careful when you're in here. But all right, man, what do you gotta say?
Undead! Undead! Keep your hands off our bell! The great bell of Arken. The bell belongs to the princess, it do. Stay back or we slice you to bits. Near my chums, we shan't be miffed. Stay back or your pieces. Tiniest pieces.
If the bell belongs to the princess, not for you. Yeah, there's also another little self-contained story involving the bells and the Elkin and the princess and all that stuff. But I think we need their armor set to do it. And it's going to be a while before we actually get it, if we get it. Because in order to get the Bellkeeper armor set, you have to be rank 3 in the Bellkeeper Covenant. And to get that, you have to invade and kill other players. Yeah, you have to do it 100 times. I kid you not, it is 100 times. There is a way to do it offline, but it is a pretty tedious task. I might do it. I have no problems with the grind. The grind's actually pretty fun, calming in a sense, but anyway, but yeah. Yeah. Alright. Anything else, man?
A long time ago, the princess she made me. Yes, just like so. To guard this bell for the prince's honor. Stay away, foul undead, or you'll be a goner. Stay back! It belongs to the princess, it do!
I love this little voice act. Whoever did this, you did a good job.
You wish to guard the bell, you do. For the prince and the princess forever, for true.
Join the Covenant? Yeah, we can join the Covenant here. I'm not gonna do this just yet. We'll probably join the Covenant after we do this little section, but for now, I'm just gonna say no. But we'll come back and we will join it. But for now, no.
Useless fool. Filthy undead! Be gone right now and it's off with your head!
Alright, we should be able to talk to him again just to get...
You wish to go.
Alright, so... Again, no. Alright. Just make sure we can still get the offer. Alright. Leads the Covenant guy for the Bell Keepers. We'll do that after we do the Luna. But for now, we have some fighting to do. Yep. And they are short to the ground, so I don't know if the spear is actually going to work very well against them. Yep. All right. Yep. They're black phantoms? I don't quite know. They act more like phantoms than regular enemies. Yeah. Do not take these guys lightly. They have their weapons, I believe, are enchanted with dark. You can kind of see like a little black mist coming off of it. So they hit like a truck. They could probably kill us really easily if we let them. So yeah, don't underestimate these guys. Also pretty chunky. Yep. That is an NPC invader. It's just to simulate the online experience offline. So, yeah, he's at the very top. So he's just gonna sit up there. I don't think he's gonna come after us. So, Skeptic's Spice. I think that is. Lowers requirement for faith of chosen spell by 1. Yep. A spell demands devotion to its caster. Will only work with assistance from a certain person. Yeah, and that certain person is the merchant guy in the Iron Keep. So, yeah, Spice does not raise one's faith, but only obfuscates the requirements. So there's 1 for faith and 1 for intelligence. So, all right. So you can use spells without actually upgrading anything. Right, so this is a drop down to the chest. This is Masterless Glencore. I'm probably going to summon you for the fight because I hate the gargoyle fight, so we're probably going to summon him for that. So for now, we're just going to leave him be. Instead, we're going to drop down here. And I believe this is a regular chest. Yeah. Blue Tearstone Ring. Is that the... Yep. Increases defense when HP is low. A ring set with a rare Tearstone reacts when the wearer knows danger, increasing their defense. Katha, Goddess of Tears, mourns those who have lost loved ones by shedding pure tears of blue. It's said that the stone set in this ring is one such tear. Very different from Dark Souls 1. I think those were rings made in Kareem, I believe. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's everything that's down here, really. Another soul item. Yep. Oh, another Skeptic Spice, and we just do a drop down. And we're back here. That's where that guy is at. Should be some more little bell keepers up here. And this time there's 2 of them, so we gotta be careful. Poke you through the guardrails. Thank you. Yeah, these guys are pretty tough. But stun lock them, you'll be fine. Yep, and they can drop rusted coin. I think their weapon, maybe their bow, but not their armor. You have to actually be in the Covenant for their armor. Here's the boss fog to the gargoyles, but I thought I heard something, but yeah, the boss fog to the gargoyles, but the only way to open the gate is to ring the bell. The only way to ring the bell is to go up here. And there's quite a number of those bell keepers up here. So we need to be extra careful. The bell keeper invaders up here, as well as like 2 or 3 of the regular guys. Ooh. Yeah, there's the invader. So just kind of... Yep. They hurt. Oh. Okay, there's 4 of them up here. I was not expecting them to be that many. Okay. Yeah. 4 of the regular guys and the invader. So. But yeah, the idea is just to kind of skirt to one side, just kind of get them all in front of you. So. But yeah, you saw how dangerous they are. So I'm just gonna go back and grab our stuff. Again, the pursuer doesn't respawn, so we're just gonna quickly get to it. All right, I'll see you in a moment. Stop it with the stupid arrows. Yeah, I switched to the katana because it's a 3-shot with the katana, but again, with so many of them, it's like, really. Alright, just kind of ring around the rosy, huh? Yeah. Invader's down. There's another one. Yes, I know about the effigy. Oh, alright. Yeah. Dark Souls 2. What can I tell you? Yep, the Bellkeeper bow. Nice. Oh, that means the gargoyles are going to be a real pain in the ass. I can already feel it. Alright, what do we got here? 2 Radiant Life Gems and some Twilight Herbs, huh? Yeah, you can actually look over here, you can actually see the gargoyle fight. Yeah. And you can actually see which one's which, because the actual gargoyles, the bosses, are light colored. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 gargoyles. Yeah, that's Dark Souls 2. Ring the bell. That means the door is going to open. go. Boss fog opens, and I'm gonna do a quick. Now we could, but gotta keep our fashions on point. Though they do breathe a little bit of fire, so yeah, I'll stick with that. Gotta keep our fashion on point. Alright. Come on, Masterless Glencore. You're my only hope. Masterless Glencore. Let's go. Even though you're a shade, we're going to need you. Pretty sure they're weakest to fire. I mean, magic. Come on, Glencore. This might make the boss harder, but I'd rather have an extra distraction so I can focus on a gargoyle at a time. So yeah, the Belfry Gargoyles. It is a mess up of a fight. If you're not quick enough to killing them, you will be swarmed by all 5. So, yeah. I recommend a strike weapon. I think they're the weakest to strike and magic. Hence, magic weapon. And when they do get low on health, they like to breathe fire, so... Alright. Other than that, just kind of standard gargoyle fight. Alright. Let's do this. I think you wake up first. The other one's already woken up. Ow. There we go. Let's try and get these quick. Just power through it. Life gem. Get another one off. I think the last one spawned. Magic weapons out, but he's down. All right. Really? That's fine, just use our shield to block. Now he's gonna start breathing fire. Alright. Belfry Gargoyle. Thank you, Masterless Glencore. He made this fight so much more bearable. Alright. Belfry Gargoyles. Alright, yeah. I definitely recommend summoning Glencore for this fight. Again, just so you don't get swarmed by all the gargoyles. Oh my god. I think the next one spawns once you get one of them down to like half health or something like that. Yeah, it's god. Yeah, so this one spawns first, and then that one, and then those two, and then that one spawns last. So yeah, although Glencore probably did give them a health boost. Definitely worth the extra distraction. I kid you not. Alright. Sweet, sweet. I was afraid I was going to be here for a few tries, but luckily Glencore saved the day, as he always does. And we got the Belfry Gargoyle Soul. Yep. The elaborate stone statues on the Belfry mysteriously came to life. Okay. Yep. Yep, they're actually actual statues. Yep. And that's why strike weapons and I think magic do the best. Yep. These ones don't come alive because they don't have heads. That's why. They don't have any heads. I just noticed that. Where's that? Their head right there. Nope, their heads got knocked off. Okay. Gargoyles. Not too bad. Well, they could be even worse, but again, Glencore saved the day. Proud Knights. And continue forward. Yep, there's a drop down. There's no going back. Chest. Southern Ritual Band. Allows attunement of additional spells. Yep. One of the secret treasures is restored in Aldia. Raises the number of spells you may attune. This modest-looking ring contains very powerful magic. To imagine what unspeakable deeds were performed to create such rings, one need only recall the cruel fate of the residents of Aldia. Yep, human experimentation. That's what Aldia did. So we used human experimentation to kind of use their souls to power objects like this. Aldia, man. Alright. And there's only one more section down there, but there is an NPC invader who spawns down there, so just gotta be careful. In fact, I want to go back to the Forest of Giants, check on that one giant tree, and see if a seed formed. If the seed did form, we could make this part trivial, or trivialize this next part. Not trivialize, but at least make it much, much better. Alright. Gotta go this way. Alright. Yes, it did. Nice. This is the seed of a tree of giants. Seed of a tree of the giants. This definitely helps with the invaders. Yeah, enemies react to invaders from other worlds. This is something FromSoft should have in all their games. Make it kind of a rare-ish item, and it definitely would help. A lump of something, obtainable from a giant tree, makes enemies react to invaders. When the giants fell, they grew into giant trees. Death is not the end, for anything that has ever once lived remains a part of a great cycle of regeneration. But what of those outside of the cycle? If you're outside of the cycle, yeah, basically nirvana. Yeah. You basically free yourself from the cycle of death and rebirth. Alright. So the Belfry Luna. So with this seed of a tree of a giant, when the invader spawns, we're going to use it, and that should turn like this. Yeah, you could. They're kind of hard to see, but there's a lot of dogs down there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like 5 there. 6 on 6, 7. Yep, about 7. About 7 dogs. Yep. But with our giant seed, let's get the invader to spawn. You gonna spawn anytime soon, buddy? Do I actually have to sit down? I think I've actually sat down there. Really? Oh, there he goes. Orgil the Sinner. Yep. He leashes down there, so he's not gonna come up the ladder. So he basically forces you to fight with the dogs. Or is he gonna come up the ladder? Okay, for a second there I thought you were gonna come up to the ladder, but since he spawned, we are going to use our seed, and we're gonna watch the dog fight. There we go. The dogs will react to him, but I don't think he reacts to the dogs. And then with the dogs take care of him, we come take care of the dogs. Now that's how you defuse the situation. Yeah, and I guess that little thing in our center is the giant seed activating. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's from a dog. That's how you deal with this guy. There's a few invaders that spawn in some pretty nasty spots with additional enemies nearby, like the Bellkeeper in the Luna is one of them that you could probably use this on as well. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna go check on that seed every now and then, just to make sure we have it. Yeah, I love that thing. Every Souls game should have that. Yep. Use that one dog up there. Yep. Alright. And we have an enchanted falchion, which I believe it doesn't do magic damage, but it scales with magic. So it's a physical weapon that scales with magic. An interesting idea. Yep. Yeah. It does do bleed, but bleed in Dark Souls 2 is meh. It'll do like 200 points of damage, and that's it. That's all it does. It's good for the early game, okay for the mid game, not worth it for the end game. But so yeah, that's what Enchanted does. It just makes physical damage scale off magic. So. And over here we have the Dragon Tooth, Petrified Something, and a Bright Bug. Some very good goodies over here. The Dragon Tooth. 50 strength. A giant dragon tooth used as a great hammer. As solid as a boulder, this tooth is said to be taken from a dragon, but the truth of this claim is unclear. What is certain is that it bears some mythical power, and its wielder gains resistance to magic and fire. Yep. Yeah, the effect just boosts our magic and fire resistance. So if you go here, yeah, it gives us 50 points in each. Yeah. Very heavy, but very powerful. And I think we have a Petrified Dragon Bone. Oh, it's Petrified something. Yep, yeah, Petrified something. Yep. So now we can trade this with the Dino Antillo for something, maybe another rare item, maybe the Channeler Trident or the White Ring or something. All right. Let's see what's our time. I think we'll try to get to Strayed. He shouldn't be too far from the servant quarter. Maybe a short jaunt, but shouldn't be too far. Yeah, he's actually over there. Yeah, I think we can get that way from the servants' quarters. All right. Servants' quarter. Yep. Our Seed of the Giant effect's going to wear off because we reloaded the area, but Oh well. Alright. Alright, yeah. Should we really? Trying to think real quick. Yeah, we'll make this episode go a bit longer because I don't feel like stopping. I'm having fun with this game. Or... It's actually quite a bit. Yeah, screw it. We'll continue. Come out, turn around, close the door, grab the item. One of the few items you have to actually close the door to get to. Yeah. Yeah, just be careful, as a soldier's gonna see you. Gotcha. And this is the Bastille key. Yeah, this key opens up a few doors in the Lost Bastille. It opens up the one door to Macduff's blacksmith shop. So if you haven't broken the wall, that key will open that door. It also opens 2 doors in the Sinner's Rise, I believe. Yeah. Right, so we'll go up first. Nope. We'll go this way first. Yeah, okay, they'll go this way first. Three flame butterflies. I won't say no. This is actually the little courtyard we've been to earlier. Yep. I think it's that way. Will lead us back to the little courtyard where the actually it's right over there. Is it over there? No, it's on the other side of this little wall thing. Yeah, it's where the little courtyard where the pursuer spawned in, where we got invaded by the Forlorn. Hello, buddy. Oh, you came a long way. But yeah, this little section had the well with the prisoners and the cage and the wanderer set. So we're above all that. So we're just gonna hop across. Nameless soul? I think that's the only thing over here. Yeah. This should lead into this little room. This should just kind of spit us back out where we could have come from. Yeah, this little roundabout way. Yeah, we came from over there. So. I think these are explodey barrels. Let me just check. Nope, they are not exploding barrels. Okay. This door is super important. Make sure you open it up. That's right. A door that leads to nowhere. Mm-hmm. Sorry about that. Oh, that's an exploding barrel, if I ever saw one. Yeah, that's the exploding barrel. Okay. Pull the lever. Don't get too close. Yeah. And quickly get these guys. Especially the ones with the glowing abdomen, because the ones with the glowing abdomen will cause petrification. Right, so there's a few of them in these little containers. Another little door that doesn't go anywhere. Barrels that don't really do anything. Yep. Is it over here? I think it's over here. Yep. A fake wall. Leading to 2 green blossoms and where is it? Right here. Another fake wall. This one leading to an old friend. Yep. There's, I think it's the last pursuer spawn in the Lost Bastille. I think it is. Could be wrong. Oh, you're not going to follow up? Thank you. Another 7,000 souls and a twinkling titanite. Yep, and over here is one of the archer guys. Life gem. This just drops us back down into that little where we came from, basically. Bracing knuckle ring. This is slows down weapon degradation. Yeah, slows equipment degradation. Knuckle ring worn by Roy the Explorer. Expensive, flashy gear will not always make life easier for you. Sometimes you just need your tried and true equipment to last the long haul. Yep. So if you don't like your weapons breaking down too quickly, use that. I don't want to do that just yet. I want to get to straight first, and then we'll do that. So I don't think there's any way back without dropping down. I don't want to do that just yet. Alright, let's go back up the stairs. We have to drop down for that item. We will do that. Poke. Poke. This guy activates. Quick. Alright. We'll leave that for later. This door. This is the little Skeptic Spice. Yeah, this is the little elevator thing from the from that dark room from last episode, where the suspicious shadow is at. Alright, so this drop down is actually kind of tricky. I think you just sprint off it. I don't quite remember. Yeah, let me go talk to Straight first. I need to freeze Straight to activate the bonfire so we can get back to it really quickly. Yeah, a whole bunch of citizens up here. I think they're passive, I believe. But I'm not going to take the chance. Just going to clear them out. Alright. What do you guys actually drop? Alluring skulls. Those could be useful. Yep. This requires the Bastille key. Petrified dragon bone and some fire bombs. And this right here is strayed. Yep. And you need a fragrant branch of yore to unpetrify them. Alright, so we have 2. So we will use them. Yes. He gets out of the way. Hit the bonfire. So now we can do our perilous drops when we want. And this is Strayed. I think I don't quite remember where he's from, but it's Strayed.
Still a bit stiff, I'm afraid. I must thank you, young traveler. I am Strayed, a wandering sorcerer of sorts. I've been a guest for a very long time, but I don't think that anybody will miss me.
Been a guest for a very long time. Yep. You were petrified, but for how long? Who knows?
Very good. Very good indeed. Cursed one, weak you may be, but I, Strayed, will teach you my spells.
Alright. Strayed of Olafis. Learn Gesture. Mock. Looks like a shrug to me. We can buy stuff. The trade here is trade for boss souls. He mainly deals in spells and sorceries and pyromancies and stuff. But I think he does offer some weapons as well. Mainly for the early game bosses. Like Dragon Rider, Giants, which I can show you right now. Yep. Pursuer. Yep. Get his weapon, his shield. Flexile Sentry. Sword and sword. Lost Giants. Another Flexile Sentry. These are the Gargoyles. The Dragon Rider has 4 things. Ooh. Yep. The Halberd. Twin Blades. Twin Blades are very fun. Bow, shield. Yeah. And a sorcery from the Ruined Sentinel. Alright. We'll check him out here in a moment, but talk?
How long was I sat petrified? Long enough for the old kingdom to have crumbled, I see. Why didn't anyone wake me sooner?
Because they didn't have a fragrant branch of yore, I guess. But anything else?
Drangelic. I've never heard the name. Is that what they call this place now? Very good. Very good indeed.
Looks like he's older than Drangelic itself, huh? So he's been here for a very long time. Mm-hmm.
The cursed ones were imprisoned within this land. Of course, you came of your own free will. The people fear the cursed ones like a plague. Some people would rather keep dreadful things out of sight, out of mind. In the end, they swept them up and corralled them here. So very typical of meek minds, don't you think?
Well, they were trying to corral them so one undead could lead a pilgrimage to the land of lords. And you know the rest of that.
Once people became aware of their own frailty, they seized anybody they found undesirable, cursed or no, and impounded them here. Whoever posed even the slightest threat was removed, all so that they could sleep better at night. They even turned the great Strayed into a stone.
Yep, even you, huh? Even you.
Many kingdoms rose and fell on this tract of earth. Mine was by no means the first. Anything that has a beginning also has an end. No flame, however brilliant, does not one day splutter and fade. But
Then, from the ashes, the flame reignites, and a new kingdom is born, sporting a new face. It is all a curse. And it is your cursed flesh that will inherit the flame.
Looks like Strayed knows what's going on. Yep. The fire will one day fade, and from the ash it reignites. The cursed ones inherit the flame, huh? He knows what's going on.
Pyromancy was created by the ancient witch of fire. She harnessed the power of flame and melded it into pyromancy. The witch led her daughters into war against the Old Ones. But legends are legends. What are you prepared to believe?
Well, that's not true. We know better than that, yeah. She didn't melt flame into pyromancy. It was born from one of her daughters, Quelana, actually. Yeah, but anyway. She led the war against the ancient dragons, not the old ones.
Oh, how long was I sat petrified? Long enough for the old king. Why didn't it?
Alright, so I think he's just going to repeat himself. Alright. So he has... Yep, here's the Hood of the Forlorn. This is what we get when we kill the Forlorn Invader. Yep, the first one's the Hood. I think the second one's the Gauntlets. The third one's the Greaves. The fourth is the chest piece. And the fifth one is their two weapons. So it looks like Straight's the one who sells it. Actually not that bad. Yep. Hood of the Forlorn, who wandered the land of the undead. Born of Aldea's obsession with the first sin, the Forlorn lost both their corporeal form and a world to call their own. Now they drift into other worlds, ever in search of a home. But without self, one has neither beginning nor end, and so the Forlorn have only to wander. Yep. What was that? We had one item that said, oh, God, I can't quite remember. We picked it up this episode too. I mentioned about, how everything had a beginning and had the end, and what would happen to those who, I was talking about the cycle of beginning and end, and it was like, asked the question, what happened to those who exist outside of the cycle? And I guess they just kind of wander, I guess. Definitely buying it. Also has the Ring of Knowledge, increases intelligence. Yep. The clerics of the great city of Volgan are perpetually... They're being blessed by the High Priest of Volgan, increases intelligence. A priest blessing an item that increases intelligence. Wow, alright. Lingering Dragon Crest, yep. Increases spell length. A ring used long, long ago in a land that existed where Drangelic does now. Yep. The ancient dragons were once worshipped in several nations, and rumors concerning objects of similar enchantment to this uncommon ring abound in many lands, though their origins are no longer verifiable. You know what, we'll just buy this stuff now, while I have the souls. Yeah, the Rouge Water, he sells a bunch of spells. Sorceries, miracles, and hexes. Yep. Sorcery derived by Strayed, the great sage of an ancient... Yeah, fire solar that follows their targets to the ends of the earth. Yep. Certain members of the Malfian Magic Academy scoff at these types of magic. The purists in particular are disdainful of anything vaguely linked to sword fighting. Cast light. Cast light that illuminates one's surroundings. Light banishes dark and reveals all. Whether this is desired is another matter. Ignorance is bliss. Here we got that. Unveil. Yeah, miracles that senses traitors. It reveals the location of the nearest enemy or invading dark spirit. Those who serve in Linden Monastery willfully adhere to strict commandments. This miracle was created to castigate those who ignore the righteous teaching. Yep. Very useful in Belfry Soul. Yeah, Belfry and the Iron Keep. Yeah, if you clear out the regular enemies, every time you rest at the bonfire, there's a chance for the, quote, invader to spawn, and you can check that with this miracle, so definitely saves some time there. Lingering Flame. Yep. Releases a static fireball that explodes when foes draw near. Stray was an oddly gifted mage, well versed in both sorceries and pyromancies, but his curious temperament never allowed him to settle down in one place for very long. Flame Swath, very good pyromancy, very good. And Great Flame develops and emulates faraway foes. Always immersed in magic, never accepted an apprentice. As a result, much of his extensive knowledge is permanently lost. I can speak words. Dark Orb. Yep. Here's our first hex. A hex modified from an old sorcery by Gileth, the father of hexing. To use hexes, equip a sacred chime or staff. Yep, alright. And we need a staff to cast this. So, there are some that require a catalyst. This one uses a staff. And this requires 12 intelligence and 10 faith. So we could use it, but... Well, we put the ring on, we could use it. Dark Hail. Yep. Modded by old sorcery by the Hexer. Hexing is rooted in both sorcery and miracles, but is viewed as a perilous affront to all life and banned in most lands. Dark Fog. Yep. It is a temporary localized mist. Those who breathe in the mist are instantly assailed by poison. This hex is regarded as a poison due to the outward symptoms, but in fact the mist eats away at the target's inner essence. Just the traits that led to the prohibition. I can't speak. Prohibition of hexing. Yeah. Well, game-wise, it does cause poison, so yeah, we might pick this up. Poison is very useful in Dark Souls too. Yeah. And Affinity. Yep. An advanced hex based on an ancient sorcery. Create a dark mass that seems to pursue its target with a will of its own. It appears to be a manifestation of an emotion, perhaps of hate, perhaps of love. 40 intelligence, 24 faith, and 3 attunement slots. Ooh, we're not going to use that anytime soon. And pyromancies don't require anything, but... Alright. Yeah, we're not going to have enough to buy all this stuff, but we'll come back for it. And we'll buy this for sure. And this. And Flame Swath. Flame Swath is cool. Alright. Oh, there's also this ring. Yep. The Abigate ring, or however you want to pronounce it. Yeah, a ring affixed with an open vessel. The vessel insatiably absorbs souls in place of its wearer, who is left unaware even of their collection. All things are rooted in souls, but what derives our thirst for them? Abstinence from this elixir may be the truest homage to an enduring self. Yep. This ring was added in the Scholar of the First Sin, because online the matchmaking is based off soul memory, not levels. So you use this ring to kind of control your soul memory, just so you can maintain certain matchmaking requirements. So it works. It works. Better than nothing, I'll say. And here's the trade. Yep. Trade for boss weapons and armor, and boss weapons and spells. Yeah. So we have the Pursuer, known as the mightiest of the straight swords. It demands great strength and dexterity of its wielder. Yet the Pursuer hunts down those branded by the curse, as if each undead soul that he claims will atone one of his sins. Yep. A very, very good ultra great sword. Here's a shield. It offers resistance to curses. Yep. Yeah, I think it blocks. I want to say yeah. I'm not sure if it blocks curse or if it just provides a lot of curse resistance, but it's definitely good against curses, that's for sure. Yeah, hunts down the undead to claim his atonement for his sins. Yeah. And the Flexile Sentry gives us the Warp Blade. Yep. Forged in the soul of once straight, but later twisted to reflect its warped owner. The Sentry crammed inmates of the overflowing Bastille onto a rickety ship and cast them out to the open sea. The majority of them drowned or starved, but a few hardy survivors made land to the south and imparted their knowledge of sorcery to the people there. Same thing. Yeah. A curved great sword forged from the soul of the Flexile Sentry. There is something unsettling and at the same time beautiful about its long, curved blade. Curved sword, curved great sword. And the other thing from the Flexile Sentry is the Barbed Club. Yep. The spikes covering its length are as vile as the Sentry itself. Yep. It do bleed. It's also a pretty decent club. And we have the Giant Stone Axe of the Last Giant. The weapon resembles a primitive stone tool, but it's quite powerful owing to its immense size. King Vendrick disappeared as of the war with the giants reached its I can't speak. I'm sorry. King Vendrick disappeared as of the war with the giants reached its ferocious peak, leaving his castle. Some swear that upon hearing the news, the queen's face remained as still as her portrait. Yep, because the queen is, there's more to her, I'll say that. And here's the Gargoyle Bident, a two-pronged spear that imitates a weapon mentioned in an ancient text. Gargoyles are said to guard castles and forts from ill fortune, and they have appeared in many forms in all the great lands throughout history. Some of them are so meticulously crafted that they look as if they might come alive. Yep. Two-pronged spear that imitates a weapon mentioned in an ancient text. I think that comes up in Dark Souls 3, I believe. Maybe not directly mentioned, but you can definitely draw a parallel from this one to that. And we got the Dragon Rider stuff. I didn't realize there was 4 things to it. Yeah. The Halberd of the Dragon Riders. A highly versatile weapon that can slash, sweep, and thrust, when wielded nimbly, and is also imbued with magic. Demands great skill of its wielder, and thus serves to test the worthiness of those who aspire to join the Dragon Riders. Yep. C in all, and strength, dexterity, and in magic. So it's pretty good, I'll say that. Although halberds in Dark Souls 2 are not the best. Yeah, they incorporate what's known as a sweet spot mechanic. Very similar to the 4 Kings in Dark Souls, yeah. If you don't hit the enemy with the actual weapon head, you're not going to do much damage. So, these are best when you keep your distance from your enemy, but yeah, better on bigger opponents, I'll say that. And the Twin Blades. Yep, Twin Blades are wielded with an unusual technique. This one strikes hard, but is very heavy. Yep. Also has magic damage. Dragon Rider Bow. Yep. Bow wielded by the Dragon Riders. Merely drawing this bow requires inhuman strength, but each shot has deadly potential. Demands great skill of its wielder, and thus serves to test the worthiness of those who aspire to join the Dragon Riders. I might get that, to be honest. If we two-hand it, we can wield it. Yeah, we might get it. We might. And the shield, yeah, probably nothing here. The ranks of Dragon Rider was reserved for honorable warriors who helped found Drangelic. Together with the king, they crushed its former inhabitants and erected a magnificent kingdom upon their graves. Yeah. A very, very good or very solid great shield. Not the best, but it's usable, I'll say that. I might get this great bow. We'll see. I mean, this bow. It's not a great bow, it's just a bow. Here we have heavy homing soul arrow. Yep. Fires thick, powerful soul arrows that seek their targets to the ends of the earth. Yep. 35 intelligence. Probably not going to use it anytime soon. Do I want this bow right now? I don't know. I don't plan on using the halberd. I'm not going to really use the twin blades. Don't use great shields. We will get another Dragon Rider soul later on, so we can get another weapon, but... eh, sure, why not? Alright, anything else?
Drangelic is
Alright, he's beating himself. Alright.
Feeble. Do you really think you can manage?
Alright. And, alright, we have to do one drop down and then one jump across, so we'll do those, then we'll close it out. Hopefully we don't die. Hold on, let me light the sconce. I just gotta light the sconces. I like lighting sconces, it's cool. Lights. Sweet. Alright. Alright, I think we should be able just to roll to it. Alright, cool. Bonfire aesthetic. Something I will never use because I don't like them, or they're very useful, but I don't use them. Yeah, burning bonfires strengthen nearby foes. Yep. Once the bonfire aesthetic is devoured by the flames, its effects can never be reversed. Be prepared for using this perilous ember. Fire exhibits a connection to the curse, and when the flames grow stronger, so does the curse. Yep. Use this at a bonfire, and it turns the local section into the next new game cycle. So if you use it in a new game, it'll be a new game plus area, and then if you do it again as new game plus 2, 3, so on and so forth. So on and so forth. But if you use it in an area, beat the game, go into new game plus, the area you use that in will be new game plus 2. So it'll always be the next highest new game cycle for that bonfire area. So use it with caution, I'll say that. But it can be useful gathering souls really quickly because you can do it at certain bosses that you're pretty good at, or that are pretty easy, and you just gotta use it over and over and over again just for those bosses, and you can just farm a ton of souls pretty quickly. So again, use it with caution. I'll just say that. Let's just take on this suspicious shadow real quick. You drop something. What do you drop? Shadow top. Nice. I was hoping you dropped something. Shadow top. Used to hide in the cover of night. Those who are especially adept assassins are often hired as bodyguards. In an attempt to stay off the curse, King Vendrick hired shadowmen to put down the hollows. But before long, they were hollowed themselves. Yep, got a nice little scarf sash. Yep. Very good for fashion souls, I will say that. So now with the strayed bonfire, we can actually take this elevator up and down, farm him for his stuff. That's really nice. That's really nice. Elevator back up the strayed. Alright. We have one more thing we gotta do. We gotta jump across. There are no sconces. Cool. Out here. And over here. Yep. For flame butterfly and some torches. That's another, like 15 minutes on a torch. Yep. So we could jump across back, but we're not. We're actually gonna hug this little ledge. Do what you can to hug it. 'Cause we want that item over there. Oof. Alright. And here we have Brave Warrior and the Golden Wing Shield. I think the Golden Wing Shield is nothing to write home about. Oh no, it's this one. Oh, actually, I forgot. Never mind. This is a good one. I was thinking of something else. It's another shield that has spell parry. Yep. And very good magic negations. Oh yeah. Not very good physical, but a blue shield with a gold relief of wings, likely a symbol of guardianship used by the Knights of the Blue. Contains materials enchanted by magic, allowing spells to be deflected by parrying. That's the shield we'll probably use in the Shrine of Mana, maybe. If it has a different timing than this one. But it allows us to spell parry spells, so it's going to be pretty useful. Alright, I was thinking that would be a different shield, but it was that one. Nice. Alright, let me think real quick. So we're going to use our Homeward Bone, go back to Straight's cell, and we'll call an episode. Yeah, Straight's out here. Yeah, I think these guys are passive. So here's Straight, here's his staff.
Well, this is a most charming soul. Very good indeed. My power is yours. Let it serve your desire.
Yep. I don't think there's anything else to say.
Cursed ones were of course, you the
Okay, so nothing new.
feeble.
But yeah, so there's Straight. Alright. You know what? And with that, I'm going to call an episode. Yep. Yeah, we did quite a bit in this episode. Yep. Started off in Majula, talked with Lenegrast, see if we spent enough souls with him in order to get his stuff, and we did. Yeah, I think it's 10,000 souls. It might be 8. I don't quite remember, but I always shoot for 10. Yeah, spend 10,000 souls with either upgrading weapons and armor or with repair. Yep. Buying stuff doesn't count. You have to actually use his services in order to get this stuff. So we spent enough souls with him, so he gave us his blacksmith's hammer. It's okay. I mean, it's a weapon. What can I say? Yep. So, and after that, we went to Molin, and then we bought a whole bunch of armor. Yep, a whole bunch of armor. Yeah, basically bought all his armor that was available to him, spending at least 15,000 after spending 1,500, 1,500, first time he talked, or blah. I'm sorry. Trying to get my thoughts straight here. Molin the Armorer has 3 different levels of inventory. The first levels, you first start out, you haven't spent anything with him. He'll have like infantry armor and falcon armor and the 3 shields. If you spend 1,500 with him, rest at a bonfire, you come back, he'll upgrade his stock. He'll move to a different position, and then he'll have the Elite Knight armor and the Royal Soldier armor for sale as well. And then if you spend another 15,000 with him after upgrading it once, it'll upgrade to his highest level of inventory. At that point, you'll have Alva's armor available to purchase. And at that point, boss armors will become available as you beat them, once you upgrade his stock to max. So spend 1,006, spend 1,500 first, rest come back, spend 15,000, rest come back, and his inventory will be maxed out, or fully upgraded. So that's what we did. Bought armor, upgraded stock, bought Alva's armor, Foolishly died. All you really need to do was use the dark sign. As long as you have 0 souls on hand, and his stock is upgraded to the max, talking with Mullen will give you the Oris armor, the transparent version. Yep. So, if you need armor, that's one way to get it. So we got that from him, and as well as all those armor sets. Done the Ava armor because it's really, really cool. I really do love it. It's probably one of my favorite armor sets in the game. Not my favorite armor mashup, but it's just very good. So, yep. And then after that, we came back to the Lost Bastille. Yep. Went down the ladder and we fought the Pursuer. He showed up again. Took care of him. I think looted some items. I don't quite remember what was in the chest. But we used the Pharaoh's Lockstone contraption. Opened up the doorway to Belfry Luna. Yep. A little side area in the Lost Bastille. Yeah, it's a PvP area. Yeah. You will get invaded by members of the Bellkeeper Covenant, especially if you're online in that little area. So be very careful. We talked to the Bellkeeper. He talked about how he was created by the princess. Then the bell belongs to the princess. The honor of the prince's honor, and all that stuff. So, I have to go back and join this covenant. I don't really need to, but we'll do it eventually. But so he offered to join the covenant. We said no because we didn't want to do it just yet. Then we went through Belfry Luna. Yeah, a very very short area, but the enemies there are very strong. Yeah, the little guys that load to the ground. They could be kind of hard to hit. They do hit hard, and they do have a good chunk of health. So, yeah, it's a pretty dangerous place. But there is a Shade Summon. Masterless Glencore is there if you need them. But we just kind of looted the area. I think there were some stole items. There was a drop down to the blue Tearstone ring in a chest. As well, I think a Skeptic Spice maybe, or soul item. I don't quite remember. But so grabbed the ring, went back upstairs, cleared out the other Bellkeepers, up the ladder to the very top, and then we kind of got swarmed. Yeah, there's like 4 Bellkeepers up there, not including the NPC invader if you're offline. So there's 5 enemies up top, and it's a pretty small area to kind of kite them around. So, yeah, we died, unfortunately, but ran back, took care of the Bellkeepers, got our souls, cleared out the top level, rang the bell, which opened up the gate to the boss of the Belfry Gargoyles. Yep. And I did summon Masterless Glencore for that fight because I hate the gargoyle fight. Everyone hates that gargoyle fight. You can get swarmed very quickly in that fight. Yep. And combining with that, with the fact that practically every one of their hits is like will knock you down. It's a real pain. So I summoned Masterless Glencore just to kind of help. More for my sanity's sake than anything else. So, yeah. So if you are going to fight them without help, use a strike weapon, use magic, or both. So, yep. So with Masterless Glencore help, we did take down the gargoyles. Yay! Yep. And then we got their soul item, as well as the little loot in their arena, which is I think a proud knight soul. So, excuse me. Yeah, so after that, we kind of continued forward, dropped down, opened the chest. I think it had the Southern Ritual Band ring, which allows for additional attunement slots, bonfire, and after that, we did a quick trip back to the Forest of Giants to check on the giant tree there, see if there was a seed that formed, and lo and behold, there was. So we grabbed the seed, went back to the Belfry Luna, past the gargoyle fight, slid down the ladder and waited for the NPC invader to spawn. Vargol the Sinner, yep. And once he spawned, we went back up the ladder, and then we used our Seed of the Giants, yep. Seed of the Giant causes enemies to be aggroed onto invaders, so that's what we did. Yep, we used the dogs to kill the invader for us. Yeah, so every now and then we're going to go back and check on that giant tree to see if there's a seed, so always have one on hand. Definitely recommend that. Yep, so after that, looted the area, or cleared out the dogs, looted the area for the enchanted falchion, dragon tooth, petrified something, and a bright bug. So very good stuff down there, very good stuff. Yep. And then, after that, it came back to, went back to the servants' quarter bonfire and pressed forward. Yep. Fought through some enemies, grabbed some soul items, the Bastille key, which we used to unlock the cell over there. Yep. Yeah, fought through some prisoners, opened the door to the no-way door with the skeleton. Yep. Picked up some more items, cleared out some more prisoners. Open up the fake walls to grab some green blossoms, another fake wall to grab some other stuff, as well as another fight with the pursuer. Yep, this time on the ledge past the second fake wall. Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, pursuer's not that bad. If you keep him one-on-one, he's pretty easy, but yep. So we took care of him, got another Twinkling Titanite, came up here, unpetrified, strayed the bonfire, talked to him, bought some stuff, did some trading, unlocked the cell over here, grabbed a petrified dragon bone, some fire bombs. Yep. Then we went down, did the drop down in the elevator shaft, grabbed the bonfire ascetic, killed the suspicious shadow at the bottom, got his top. Yay! Yep. And then came back up, out to the ledge where the pursuer spawned in, hopped across, grabbed some torches, and then we kind of ledged walk towards the gold winged shield and something else, maybe a soul item, but yeah. And then we homeward boned back here, and that was it. Yep, that was it. Yep. We basically finished off the last Bastille. Yep. The Belfry Luna and the rest of the Bastille. So, next episode would be Sinner's Rise. Yep. Yeah, we just have to go down the stairs here, open up the gate, cross the bridge, and we'll be at Sinner's Rise. Yep. Yep, and down there should be another Fluxile Century, as well as the first old one. Yep. Yeah. We're about to fight our first old one. Yep. And then after that, I'm not certain where we'll go. Yep. Actually, probably the only thing we'll do next episode is Sinner's Rise. Maybe some more talking, checking out some dialogue. I'm deciding on where to go, but yeah. So, next episode, Sinner's Rise. Yep. But again, that is for another episode. And I thank you all for watching. And I'll see you all next time.